Greetings. So as you can see, I have an ice pack on my shoulder. For those of you who probably haven't seen my other channel, and I can't remember if I've mentioned it here over the past 6 weeks, I had shoulder surgery about, 6.5 weeks ago. And after that, I was told to do a couple of things. Obviously, I went to physical therapy and they gave me exercises to do at home. They told me that I should use heat before I did the exercises to kind of loosen me up. Then they said that I should put ice on my shoulder afterwards to help ease the pain. At least that's what I heard. So I've been doing my physical therapy. I have done the heat, not all the time beforehand. Sometimes I've actually done it after the exercises. But I only did the ice a couple of times because I didn't notice that it was easing any pain. I just, didn't think it worked. And so I wasn't doing that part. When I go to physical therapy, they give me the option at the end of every session. Do you want to put ice on it? Sometimes I say yes, sometimes I say no. And I happen to mention it. I said, I just don't notice that it's doing me any good. And the therapist last week said, well, but it eases the swelling and the inflammation, and that will help you heal better. Well, in my mind, that's the first time I heard that. And it didn't really mean anything to me. So over the weekend, I still didn't do it. I go see the doctor today, the surgeon, for the first post-op that I've seen with him. And he asked me about it. I said, well, I really haven't used ice all that much because I noticed it didn't end the pain. And he said to me, the thing is the inflammation will help to keep the swelling down because you still have some swelling. I said, even all this time, it's been all these weeks. He says, yes, you have outside swelling, you have internal swelling. The ice will help to keep that down, especially after you do your physical therapy. And if you can reduce the swelling, then it will help your movements. With the, since you're doing all the physical therapy, if you have the swelling, it's harder to do some things. You've probably noticed some issues with your arm. I said, yeah, actually, my arm has been hurting a little bit more lately in a place I didn't expect it would. He said, and it's going to do that until you actually work on the swelling. So you really should be doing the ice. Hence, we've got ice on the shoulder. And, it brings back an interesting lesson in the fact that sometimes we're shown how to do something, or we show employees how something should be done. And we point out every single thing. And we may not necessarily tell them everything that they're supposed to do or why they're supposed to do it. And they may think, I don't need to do all this. And they may find shortcuts that either work or don't work. If they work, that's fine. I mean, I did that back in '83. Yeah, I remember even when everyone was going through a process that I looked at and said, well, this doesn't make any sense. I don't know why they're doing that process. So I started skipping that particular process because it was a duplicate process. And it probably helped me as far as being able to put out more than everybody else. So that was, one of those ways I was thinking. Yet there are times where if you skip a process, then you're going to have problems. And that happens quite often when you're educating someone on something new and they don't understand why you have to do everything the exact certain way. And then you notice things aren't working. And so you go to them and say, why are we doing it that way? This is how come I'm very big on having, policies and procedures written, typed, and then shared with everybody, and then consistently sharing it, reinforcing that there's certain things you have to do. But if you have meetings, of course, that way everyone can talk about it and say, there's a process we're doing that I think we don't need to do that, and then you can at least look at that and examine it. But the most important thing off the bat is to always follow through on all the processes that someone who knows what they're doing tells you to do. So I'm going to be doing this, until he says I don't have to do it anymore. And considering that they're telling me that it could be another 4 months before I get full movement in my right shoulder, I think I'll be doing this for a good long time. Anyway, that's my thought on it. I'm wondering what you guys think about it. Let me know your thoughts, and I will see y'all later.